Hello, spooky friends. Jack here with another October treat. Hey, do you have a favorite Halloween movie? Is there a movie or maybe a TV special that embodies the holiday so thoroughly that you watch it every year? I do. It's called Trick or Treat. Not Trick or Treat, Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is my all-time favorite Halloween movie, and let me tell you, that is saying something. I love this weird little anthology. I love the setting and the characters, and of course I adore our sack-headed Halloween mascot, Sam. Beyond all that, this movie just oozes Halloween spirit and imagery. I watch this every October, and as a result of watching it so many times, I picked up a number of little details that are easy to miss if you only see it once. Some of these are things that are more obvious than others, and for this video I'm going to point out some things that I don't see talked about very much, or maybe even at all, by other trick-or-treat enthusiasts. Don your costumes and grab your candy, because we're headed to Warren Valley to take a closer look at this Halloween masterpiece. Also, this video will contain spoilers for the entire movie, so be warned. The first thing I'd like to talk about are the number of references to Halloween. I mean Halloween movie series with Michael Myers, not just the holiday, because, duh. Most notably are the names of the Wolf Girls, Laurie and Danielle. It may be coincidence, but to me, this is an obvious reference to the protagonists of the Halloween movies, Laurie Strode the character, and Danielle Harris the actress. There are a few times throughout the film that I get strong Michael Myers vibes, specifically when Laurie is being stalked by Mr. Vampire, and even more specifically, when Angry Wife is putting away the decorations and sees this guy seemingly watching her. This also gives me Ben Tramer vibes from Halloween 2, since this guy isn't actually a psycho killer, he's just a random guy, but that's a personal thing. The biggest homage, in my opinion, is the fact that Sam does a little Myers head tilt when he's picking on Krieg. Speaking of Krieg, he's watching Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. That's not like a hidden thing, I just feel compelled to point it out because of the heavy nostalgia I have for this weird movie. However, it is fitting that this movie includes were-creatures and zombies and pirates and people in costumes pretending to be monsters. Let's shift gears and talk about Sam. Firstly, if you want to know what the actor who plays him looks like and you don't have access to the internet, Quinn Lord appears out of makeup as the kid who peeps on the Wolf Girls as they're getting changed into their costumes. They don't see the little perv, and in fact, only 3 characters in the film are confirmed to see Sam himself: Steven, Krieg, and Rhonda. Now that wouldn't be a big deal, except that these 3 all have something in common: murder. Yeah, all 3 of the people who definitely see the little ghoul have either killed people or allowed them to be killed. Now, it's possible that Angry Wife sees him before she slashes her up, but then again, he made sure to stay covered in a sheet the entire time, which is something he didn't do for Krieg. The only other possible exception would be the kids here, but not only do the kids in the background not seem to notice him, Pirate Kid doesn't seem to notice him standing right behind him. And he's like right behind him. He turns back here, but if you look at his eyes, Chip is looking back at the principal. This concept, if it ever existed, gets thrown out for the graphic novel, which you should definitely read, but whatever, I still think it's a neat idea. Finally, before Sam appears to Krieg, he's kind enough to spell out exactly what the old Scrooge has to do to appease Sim. Give him something good to eat. I talked about the possible Halloween references in the surprise party segment, aka the crazy werewolf story. If you rewatch the movie, you may notice a number of wolf references, from fairy tale quotes to the fact that the party/slaughter takes place in a place called Sheep's Meadow, to Danielle referencing Laurie as the runt of the litter, and more. There's not much else to say about this one, except that one of the victims is Coach Taylor, who the kids see at the adult party earlier in the film. I don't have much to say really about the school bus massacre segment, except that I wonder if at some point in production, the vampire kid was going to be revealed to have been Stephen Wilkins. After all, the guy is clearly disturbed, and later he dresses up as a vampire. Probably not, but hey, who knows. I'll end this weird little video with a theory I have regarding Stephen Wilkins, or rather his dad. Despite being a deranged serial killer, Steve displays a clear reverence for Halloween, a trait that he says was instilled in him by his dad. Specifically, his dad told him that Halloween is a day when monsters can cross over into our world. The references to his dad have always stuck out to me, and for a while I thought it was just a way of implying that the father-son psycho bonding we see between Steven and Billy at the end of the segment actually started with Steven and his dad. However, I now wonder if it could imply that Grandpa Wilkins had a run-in with Sam, similar to what we see Krieg go through later. he didn't take Halloween seriously, and eventually he found himself on the receiving end of some supernatural Halloween horrors. Then, when he finds out his son is being a punk, which Steven admits he was, he feels compelled to set him straight so that he doesn't find out how scary Halloween can really get. Whatever he told them, it seems to have worked, since the good principal clearly takes the rules of Halloween seriously. The biggest flaw in this theory is that Steven doesn't seem to recognize Sam, however that doesn't fully disprove my theory. Firstly, he may not fully believe whatever his dad told him, especially if he hasn't experienced anything supernatural himself. Secondly, it's possible that his dad didn't encounter Sam directly, but rather something he sent like ghosts or zombies. Thirdly, the graphic novel kind of implies that Sam can take other forms, so maybe Grandpa got Sam in another, less adorable form. Finally, this could just be a costume for all he knows. Whatever the case, I wouldn't mind seeing more of Grandpa Wilkins in a prequel if we ever see any more trick-or-treat movies. Come on, Michael Dougherty! Well, that's all the little details I'm going to point out for this video. By no means are these all the little secrets that you can find in this film. Trust me, I've been watching it every year for the last decade or so, and I still pick up on new little details. This is just such a fun little movie, I implore you to watch it. If you have seen it, let me know what your favorite detail is, large or small. Man, now I want to watch Trick or Treat again. I think I will, so that's it for now. I'll have another Halloween video out for you soon, but until then, look what you learned.